So of course, as soon as I read these requests, I knew that some of the crazy people that like to watch my videos were gonna pop off in the comments. So let me just say, as I always say at the beginning of these videos, my God, if you're getting offended by a stranger talking about a huge generalization of your sun sign and thinking that I'm talking to you and insulting you, you need to get it together, okay? This is for fun. This is not an attack on you. If you want to take it that way, I'm gonna warn you right now that I will not apologize to you in the comments, and maybe I'll troll you, that's about it, okay? I hope you guys had a great Pisces full moon. I know that I was crying my eyes out and acting like a maniac and so emotional. And I also have a Pisces full moon right here on my face that we are just gonna ignore for this video, okay? So let's get into it. Oh, and I'm drinking some coffee, which I never drink, but it's fall, not here in LA, it's like 90 degrees outside, but it's fall, which is why I'm wearing a beanie and trying to be cute with my flannel. Anyway, so I'm having some cream puff coffee from my Keurig in my Eat, Sleep, Yoga, Repeat mug, because I'm such a cute little tumblerina. And what else I want to tell you? Oh, I don't know my nail color, it's gel, and my lip color is Salem by Lime Crime. Okay, anyway, let's get into it. So I'm going from least favorite to favorite, obviously, and my least favorite sign is Virgo. I am a Virgo rising, so I have Virgo in my chart. So before you come at me, just know that I am very Virgo as a person. I just find that we don't mesh well, me and other Virgos. We both have that thing where I've noticed, especially with female Virgos, if you're intimidated, you just kind of don't look at the other person and you just kind of pretend like they're not there and you just kind of act better and more aloof, and that's it. And I don't like people like that. I might be like that when I'm shy, but don't treat me like that. We're not gonna be friends. Some of you guys can be kind of, or can appear kind of cold and vindictive. I've known a lot of Virgos that ruin relationships or that go after taken people, as I've mentioned before. You guys can come across as know-it-alls and you need it your way, which with my Leo Virgo combination, I'm the same way. So I'm like, no, I want it my way. You don't know better, I know better. Are you kidding? So it's just not a good match for me usually. That's why I don't usually mesh with Virgos, but I definitely do have Virgo family and friends that I love, of course, with every other sign, but sorry guys. Number 2 is gonna be Aries. You guys are a fire sign, I'm a fire sign. I find you guys, I'll just be blunt, I find you guys to be obnoxious and very competitive, and I think you have a hard time controlling your anger. I know a lot of Aries in the comments are already gonna be like, what the? And you're speaking to my point. There are Virgos, or there are Aries in my other videos that get so mad and they're like, why does everyone say this about Aries? Y'all, calm down. Sometimes I just want to do the ice bucket challenge to you. You kind of always you're very one-track minded people. You're not so go with the flow. You can be very stubborn, like on a night out. If you want to go to this club, you're probably not going to change your mind. And if I say I'm going to go home and chill, you're not going to be happy that I'm bailing on the plans, or that, you know, you just are very, very stubborn with what you want. And it's just a lot of energy for me. So, sorry guys. Number 3 is gonna be Sagittarius, another fire sign. It's kind of obvious, as I said, as a fire sign, we don't really match up. I know Leo and Sagittarius are supposed to be a great relationship match, but I only knew one kind of romantically in my life, and we just really didn't have any chemistry. So I don't know, just depends on the person, of course. In general, the reason why you are 3rd is because I can find you to be loud as hell. So loud, so unnecessarily loud that sometimes when I'm out with you guys, it's like embarrassing. And I hate when people shush me, but I kind of want to be like, stop. Everyone's looking at you because they think, because you're pissing them off, you're annoying them. You're not being funny, you're being annoying. Sagittarius can think it's really cute to be blunt. You know, they're known for being so honest and speaking their minds. And sometimes they kind of think that that's cute and sassy when it's really just, sometimes doesn't really make you that likable. I do, you know, respect the honesty, but you really do need to learn communication skills. You really do. Did I mention you're loud? What else? You guys can be know-it-alls too, because you are students and learners and travelers, and so you kind of want to be the smartest one in the room, and you have a really hard time being wrong. Sagittarius can also be very afraid of emotions. I guess I should start saying they so that people don't think I'm saying you. Sagittarius can be very afraid of emotion, very, very afraid of emotion, and so they can steer conversation their way. They will dominate conversations or social settings to go the way that they want it to go. So it makes them comfortable, which is annoying. You know, they can kind of, I guess, bulldoze, as you would say, or just kind of not really think about anybody else's feelings. And I've also noticed that Sagittarius can get really petty when it's something they're holding a grudge about. Yeah, you guys just get really butthurt and think that everybody is like rooting you on to keep holding your grudges and like posting weird stuff about your ex or making a music video about all the people you're holding grudges with. Taylor Swift. So sorry, Sages. My dad's a Sag. Love you guys, but also hate you guys. Number 4 is Libra. It's just another sign that I don't get along with. I have found that Libras are gossipy, as I've said in other videos, except they don't own up to their gossip. So they'll never say that, oh, that was me that said that, or I'm sorry that my gossip has hurt you. Nothing is really ever a Libra's fault. And they get themselves into trouble because they're trying not to make people mad, but they do stuff that makes people really mad. And then when the person's like, hey, I just want an apology because what you did was wrong and it hurt me. It's like, little old me? I can't apologize for that. I never meant to hurt anybody. My intentions are so good. Yes, a Libra's intentions might be good, but it doesn't mean that you don't need to apologize for what you've done. I think Libras hold too much of their self-worth in their intention. Oh, I'm a good-hearted person. I have good intentions. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Well, if you upset people, own up to it. Have a backbone. And they're not always confrontational. So for me, with the style of friend that I like, that I keep very few friends, I love a confrontational friend with a backbone that I know is with me to the end. And if somebody crosses me, they've crossed them too. You know, my friends are like family like that. And so Libras sometimes are too, let it go, no big deal. I'm not really that into letting go. Not as much as Sag though. But I do, you know, you guys aren't at the complete bottom of the list because I do find that overall you are fun people and you tend to be very polite. So you're not the friends that are like embarrassing when you go out or rude to a waiter or anything like that. You're very polite people. Number 5 is Capricorn, and don't get offended. I didn't really know where to place you guys. I don't actively dislike a lot of Capricorns at all. My mom's a Capricorn. I love her, but she's more of a Gemini moon. And I have a great friend who is a Capricorn, and he's hilarious, and we clicked right away. So of course, all of these depend on your own chart. So when people get offended, I'm like, okay. But Capricorn suns, I just find that we don't click enough for you to be at the top of my list, and you don't do anything obviously offensive to me that would put you at the bottom of the list. I just find that we're not a perfect match. We have different desires in our life, and we operate very differently. You guys are, you know, workers and to the point where maybe not so much dreamers. You're very grounded, and I'm kind of a dreamer and, you know, a creative in the way that I try to make money and do side hustles and things like that. And Capricorn are very one-track mind. Let's plow through, let's do this. You guys are totally funny and totally pleasant to be around. I just gotta place you at number 5 because we're such different minds. But I do appreciate your work ethic, and some of you guys are so funny and you're very grounded, and I like that. Number 6 is Aquarius. I feel that I can't get close to Aquarians very often. My moon is in Aquarius, and I really feel like at this stage of my life, I am very, very Aquarius. I feel more than ever the presence of that sign in my life and in my personality. that doesn't mean that I can relate very well when it comes to actually meeting other Aquarians. And that's our curse, you know? Deep inside, we're all like, I feel alone. I don't feel like I belong on planet Earth. Nobody understands me. And all of the other Aquarians understand you, but we're so bad with human connection that we will never feel understood and we will never connect with other people unless we change ourselves. So it's kind of the curse of the Aquarius, forever alone, but not actually alone. Aquarius can seem kind of like fake friends, or, you know, just wishy-washy. They have a bunch of friends and they'll go out every night with different groups of friends and not really check in on you. They're not like that motherly energy. They're kind of just like, let's go with the flow, let's have fun. We're here, what is it? We're here for a good time, not a long time, or whatever that saying is. That's very Aquarius. And it's always hard for me to know where I stand with Aquarians. I'm always like afraid that they're sick of me or that they don't like me, but really they're just entertaining themselves. But that's me being a Leo, being like, what did I do? It's all about me. I find that Aquarians need to be the weirdest or the most unique or like the coolest person in the room, and it can kind of be annoying, you know, like that hipster guy that wears giant hats that hit people in the face whenever he turns, and he's got rings all over his fingers, and it's just like, just to give him that security that he looks as unique as he feels. It's kind of just, I don't know. We've got a lot of the Aquarian type here in LA. A lot of showy people that want to be unique and then can't connect with other people. Number 7 is Cancer. So in a lot of my other Zodiac videos, you guys know I've had some bad experiences with Cancers. And I will say that my bad Cancer experiences are with men romantically. So when people come for me for that, oh, well, you just had a couple bad experiences. Y'all, do you expect me to meet every Cancer that is alive right now on the planet? Of course, my personal opinion about signs is based off of people I know. So don't try to come for me for that, because y'all know most of you hate Scorpios because they screwed you over and you don't understand them. So don't try to come for me that way. However, Cancers I have found can be guilt trippers. They have learned that their crying and their ability to connect emotionally and to emote tugs at people's heartstrings, but you know, crying is kind of like the boy who cried wolf. You don't want to do it too much or people get sick of it, especially your friends. It's like, well, they cry all the time. If you're crying for real reasons and you want to, that's fine, but if you're crying to get a reaction out of someone, that's BS. Somebody put in the comment section of one of my other Zodiac videos that Cancers are often doing that just to see who will stick around. So they'll kind of like be super emotional or super needy, or they'll lash out at you and they're like, well, if you can't take this side of me, then you don't need to be in my life. And I get that, but there are like way better ways to test out if someone should be in your life, you know? I found that Cancers, especially the guys, have learned to be extremely manipulative. They know what to say, what to do to make you do what they want. Another side of Cancer is that I can't really understand some Cancers. Other Cancers can shut in their emotions so much that you never know how they felt until it's too late, you know, especially with romantic situations. It's just kind of like, I wish you could have spoken up, or I wish, you know, even in friendships, I wish you could have told me that I was hurting you, or I wish you could have told me that we had a problem, or that you wanted to be my friend, or work on our friendship or relationship, because now it's too late. They can be really closed off, and it's really hard to break them out of that shell without dedicating a lot of time and a lot of energy, which you just can't do before you start dating someone, really. You can't drain your energy like that. As much as I do talk smack about Cancers, I do love their emotional energy, their comfort with emotion, and their caring heart. My best friend's boyfriend is a Cancer, and he is always telling me, Gabi, you gotta start eating fermented foods. Let me show you how to make miso soup. It's super easy. He picks me up at the airport at 4 a.m. One time she couldn't pick me up, so he did that, no question. He's shipped my contacts to me overnight. He's just as caring as my best friend is, simply because she loves me, so he loves me. He's very, very caring, and you don't get that from a lot of people. So that's why, as much as I talk about Cancers poorly, they're not at the bottom of my list at all. Number 8 is Leo. I know that a lot of the world, according to books, finds Leos very charming and the showstoppers and the people that you just stare at. But to be honest, I don't see Leos that way. I am not, maybe it's probably because I am one, of course. I kind of see through the show and I know what those people are going through, and it's not so magical, and it takes a lot of work to appear effortless. It takes a lot of effort to be effortless, you know what I mean? Especially for a Leo. So I get that. So I think that's why I'm not charmed, you know, my parents aren't charmed off by Leos, especially the guys. They can be, you know, the more aggressive, obvious form of Leo. And I once dated a Leo and he would just ask me every day, do you think I'm more ripped? Do you think I'm getting ripped? Feel my arm, do you think it's bigger? I kid you not. And at the end of our relationship, I would start kind of making fun of him, and I feel bad, but I'd be like, I don't care about your muscles. Do you want to feel my arm? And he's like, this is my livelihood. I'm an athlete, and I care if my body looks good, okay? But I will say, and why I have met some bad Leos, but why you're not at the bottom is because I think the obnoxious ones just make it worse for the rest of us. Because Leos are not all like that at all. We don't all want to be the center of attention at all, especially like a double Leo. No, it's like too much. That's not always what we're about, and we're not so self-centered in that typical way that you think of, you know, self-centered or egocentric being. It's not always like that. So I have known some really incredible Leos, and that's why you're not at the bottom of my list. Also, Leos are the most loyal people, and I know from being one. I've lost friends from being so loyal. I have probably embarrassed myself for sticking up for my friends and family. I'm just loyal to the end, and I have a small group of friends and family that I will fiercely defend, and I love that about most Leos. Number 9 is Pisces. Pisces is another sign that I have spoken about, I guess, with negative experience, but it doesn't taint my entire interpretation of Pisces people. Of course, there are so many. I have grown to appreciate Pisces outside of the romantic arena. So I think that was why I was having issues. I was getting involved romantically with Pisces guys, and that is just that's not the road I need to travel down, and I know that now. But I have plenty of Pisces friends, actually, and they're really lovely and really caring people. So you kind of are just in the middle, sort of, for me. I find that Pisces can be wishy-washy a little bit, but I do appreciate how funny they are and how they're comfortable with deep conversations, and they love them. They have a lot of calm energy, and it keeps me really grounded, and they're into the things that I'm into most of the time. They have an open mind, so even if they're not into astrology or crystals or yoga, they will be open to talking about it and learning about it, and I love that. Number 10 is Gemini. I always smile when I talk about Geminis, I think, because I just think of that energy. Geminis are totally a yellow aura sign to me. Geminis are they're resilient. They remind me of musical theater characters, because musical theater characters, especially the women, they get knocked down and they get right back up again. And this is a Gemini thing. They're just inspired people that have joie de vivre, you know what I mean? They're just happy to be alive and happy to be making somebody laugh. And I can't argue with that. I think the key to Geminis is keep it simple. Geminis just give off such good vibes, but when you make things complicated or you try to demand things of them, demand change of them, demand that they don't do certain things that they love to do or anything like that, they're not going to respond well to that. They're not like that. So when people get frustrated with Geminis, I never know what they're thinking, just let them be themselves. And if they're too out of the box for you, then don't pursue them, because you will not change them. So you just need to find somebody else to date or somebody else to be friends with. instead of asking them to change. That's the simple key to Geminis, and I feel like I understand that, and that's why you guys are number 10. Number 11 is Scorpio. Yes, my second to most favorite sign, which you guys seem to be so surprised about that I actually like Scorpios, but I love Scorpios. Scorpios are endlessly fascinating to me. I've always had a good rapport with them. I've always felt there's just something about them that makes me feel like I'm not alone in the world, or I'm understood. I don't know, there's this very, very deep emotional bond that I have with every Scorpio in my life that actually makes me feel really safe. It happens. I think it's because I feel that they are attached to me. Because Scorpios get so attached to people, and I'm not afraid of that. So I feel like my Scorpio friends, I feel that they're deeply attached to me and they care about me, and I love that feeling. Scorpios are moody and brooding, but they are so lovable to me. They're such special human beings, and they are so smart and different, and they're just like beautiful aliens, and I could talk to them forever, and I love them. Yeah, they have some downsides, so does every single sign, and I've just found that the relationships that I've had with Scorpios are deeply fulfilling to me, and that's just why they're number 11, because I can't wait to meet more Scorpios, or to continue my friendships with the Scorpios that are in my life, because they are just special people. So find you a Scorpio that you're not trying to date and lock down and blah, 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 because I know some of you guys are so easily charmed by Scorpios. Find you a good Scorpio friend, and trust me, you'll thank me. And my number 1, I guess this is 12, but my favorite zodiac sign is Taurus. Taurus are always there. 2 of my best friends are Taurians, and for some reason, you know, when I do acting jobs, or I go to auditions or something like that, or I'll do a recording session with new musicians, the people that I click with most, it's always like, that's a Taurus, isn't it? And I just can tell. So I love me a good Taurus. I think that they are just as loyal, or even more into loyalty than I am. I mean, Taurians are just the best friends. They're just the best. They're also into pampering themselves and caring for themselves and looking good and feeling good. And so that energy they'll bring to the friendship or the relationship. They'll want to make you feel good, and they're just good people. Even when I tend to shut down, or I'm having a bad week and I don't want to talk to anybody, my Taurus friends will almost, like I'm a clam, will force their way and be like, you know what, open up to me. I know something's off, and this is what friendship is about. You don't have to be afraid of opening up to me. So they're a great balance of fun and superficial stuff, and then also like that deep connection. They put me at ease, and they're almost like very motherly and fatherly types. Both of the Taurians that I have in my life that I love the most are like second and third mothers to me in a totally comfortable way. But there's something about Taurians that I just get on with so well, and yeah, I don't know where I would be without my Taurus best friends. So my favorite sign is Taurus. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this least favorite to favorite zodiac sign video. Comment down below what you'd like to see next, and I'm planning on making a video about me working with crystals, also about my tattoos, and about my French passion. Someone has requested that. Maybe I could do some videos in French. They're not going to be fabulous, but it would be good practice. And also moon signs. So if you guys have any more requests, I write them down in a journal, and I'm trying to tick them off because I love and appreciate the comment requests. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. What's up to all my new subscribers, and thanks to all y'all sticking around, and I will talk to you soon. Mwah! Bye, guys.